What's up, guys? It's Nate doing another day hike here in northern New Mexico. Today we're in the Pecos Wilderness. I am trying to head up a ranked 12,000 foot peak near Santa Fe. It is called Redondo Peak. I've also seen it called Redonda Peak and Capulin Peak. But Redondo is what my official Pecos Wilderness map says. Now that map is wrong on a lot of other things, so I don't think that's like an official name or anything, but that seems to be the leading, most popular name for the peak. I think there is a desire not to name the peak Redondo because there is another Redondo Peak in Jemez that is very significant. So anyway, we started at the Windsor Ridge trailhead east of the peak, probably around 8,600, 8,800 feet. We came up an old defunct trail that is no longer maintained by the Forest Service, but it is in very good shape. And then we got back on Windsor Ridge, and now we're on the Skyline Trail. We're just north of Stewart Lake, around 10,200 feet, so we've got about another 2,000 vertical feet to go. We're going to keep heading up the Skyline Trail, and then we're going to cut off towards Lake Johnson, I think it is. And when we get to Lake Johnson, it's a short off-trail, steep climb the rest of the way to the peak. We are expecting rain today. Yesterday was very rainy, so the overcast skies you see today are a result of that. But it is supposed to clear up a little bit between like 8 and noon, when after noon there's another chance of rain. So I'm very wet because of all the moisture. I was even wearing my Frog Tog pants, wearing some nice boots, and still got pretty wet. So hopefully the brush is done. It definitely felt like I was in the Pacific Northwest, or maybe the high country of the Appalachian Mountains or something, more than it felt like I was in New Mexico. But hopefully my body can kind of dry out a little bit now that there's not so much waist-high trees and stuff. So put the pack back on and probably just try to book it to Lake Johnson. Well, while I do think my pace, or while I wish my pace was a little faster, I think, knock on wood, we'll easily get to the peak before 10. It's about 8:12 right now. We just turned off the way up Johnson Lake. I believe it's, well, we probably have about 2 miles to go. So now granted, from Johnson Lake up to Redondo is off trail and very steep, but I still think with an hour and 45 minutes, we should be able to make it. I would love to increase my pace a little bit though. So you want to know why my pace is really bad right now? This is the deadfall. It's actually causing me a lot of issues. I can't even find the trail right now. I mean, I have my GPS, so I know the right way, but if the trail is this obstructed, how bad is off the trail going to be? I did run into a trail runner who said he was up at the lake, but the thing he mentioned was how bad the deadfall was. So we'll see. I'm already worried about pace. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't kill it. We made it to Lake Johnson. It's about 9:06, 9:07. No west of the Weary. It's raining right now, but I think this is gonna go away. because it's really supposed to be clear until like noon at the earliest. Yeah, like I said, just gonna start heading up. That is our goal right there. That's Redondo Peak. Some snow at the top. I did not bring any kind of traction, so hopefully it's not too bad up there. Hopefully I can find a way up through the snow field. This is a lot steeper than it looks. We're making pretty good time just flying up the slope. I think we're at around 11,600 right now. So only about 600 more feet to go. The one thing I hate about hiking in the Pecos is if there's anything to hate, it's that it is right under a flight path. So when you're worried about thunder, you're constantly on your toes because those planes sound a little bit like thunder when they fly overhead. It's 10 o'clock exactly. We've crested tree line finally. We just have to get past this big snowdrift, which I think we could do a little scramble over there. We did it. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, good Lord. This is insane. I'll shut up. Well, not too much to say. It's incredible, incredibly beautiful with these low clouds. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did tear up a little bit up here. I've never had that happen before. It's just beautiful up here. So anyway, you can see the moisture rolling in from the valley, forming these clouds that kind of dissipate as they roll over the crest. I just double checked the weather, and yeah, it's showing like no chance of rain until noonish, so in about an hour and a half. And even then, it's like 20% until like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So I think we're gonna be pretty good for the rest of the hike. But I'm probably just gonna skedaddle off tree line just to be safe. Probably a relatively easy hike down, aside from the deadfall between around 10,600 and 10,800 feet. Yeah, you can just see like everything from up here. And these types of views are always amazing when the clouds don't obscure the peaks. Sometimes it's fun being in a cloud, but it's a lot better being above the clouds. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Gonna hike back down. See you guys below tree line. Hanging out at Lake Johnson. It's around 11:20, so we made it down in probably like 45 minutes. Good time. I mean, we dropped, I think we're at 11:1 or so right now, and Redondo is at 12,357. So we gained 1,200 feet in about half a mile in 45 minutes. So I'm beat. I'm tired. Probably have about seven miles to go to get back to the trailhead. So I got that going for me, but. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here at the lake and just relax for probably 10 minutes, eat my lunch, and then get going. Thankfully, because we just knocked out a ton of elevation, we've only got 2,800 feet or so to lose. So while the mileage is a little high, the elevation change is relatively low. So that should be nice.
Back at Stewart Lake, just filled up water, decided to bring the filter today. It was a good decision. Got to save all that weight. I would say it's, maybe not quite the home stretch, but we're not far from the Windsor Ridge Trailhead. Sorry, Windsor Ridge Trail. And then a quick, probably 3 miles to get back to the car. Found something of a strawberry grove here, although it's pretty early in the season. Am I going crazy? This log was in front of the trail when I hiked up here. Anyway, I think it's very funny that they make a point to say that this trail is not maintained, yet this trail is about at least 10 times better than the one at Lake Johnson.